second meeting. Defense winning out so far, tied at 28. Eagles win. They'll have a 2-game lead in the conference with 4 to play. A Lipscomb win. The two teams will be tied for first. Bison's basketball to start things off. Both teams will move towards their benches in the second half.
Maybe the first 5 minutes can set the tone for this ball game.
Williams, who was scoreless in the first half, they run a set play for the senior to get him off the schneid.
I bet that was the design play by Casey Alexander to get one of his studs going.
And you know my theory, Jay Webb. Good player like Josh Williams. Tough to have 2 bad halves in the game. Scoreless in the first half, averages 14 points a game. Wouldn't shock me at all if he had a big second half.
Well, the same with Brandon Goodwin. He was quiet relatively for him.
So was Zach Johnson with just 2 points. 5 seconds to shoot for FGCU. Zach Johnson can't get it to go. Good box out by Eli Pepper.
Excellent old-fashioned, old-school box out.
Eagles get back defensively to deny the 3. Minute gone by, second half. Marbury. Matthews drives by Goodwin and finishes, and that's the biggest lead of the game for Lipscomb. First 4 points of the second half to the Bisons. And just like that, there's 10 seconds for the Eagles to shoot. Rajon Tucker out of control, turns it over. Moran up ahead of the field.
Well, 6 points, 6-0 here.
And Joe Dooley takes a timeout.
It's a good timeout by Dooley.
Trying to be the 1 seed, and a win tonight would go a long way to making the road to the ASUN title go through Nashville. The Eagles, meanwhile, could take a stranglehold of the ASUN race with a win tonight, but they're losing by 6 at home.
Well, right now, the Eagles have got to get some offensive flow. A lot of standing around. Not a lot of... That's a charge there by Zach. He put his hand into the guy.
Second foul on Zach Johnson. Jay Webb, it looks like there's just a lot of one-on-one play for FGCU.
There is no offensive flow. And the fans can moan all they want. He put his hand into the guy and made an offensive foul. The Eagles have got to get some ball movement going inside out. Because right now, sorry, David.
No, just was going to say 2 minutes gone, second half, and it's been a very eventful and productive 2 minutes. Goodwin comes away with a 2-on-1 with Tucker. Goodwin to Tucker. No foul. No foul.
Wow.
Okay, Matthews came back and contested it. Johnson with the steal, throws it away, and it's Lipscomb who ends up with the dunk, Eli Pepper. Foul in the backcourt, Moran on Goodwin. But the Eagles tried for the highlight reel play. Matthews defended it, got a piece of the dunk. Tucker just missed it. Great piece of officiating there because there was no contact.
No, the officials have done a great job in this game, David. And our observation is more offensive. They got to move the ball side to side, go inside out.
Christian Carlisle in the game for Rajon Tucker, who committed a turnover and missed a dunk here early in the second half. Carlisle with the pull-up.
Well, someone needed to do something, and Carlisle says, give me the ball.
The freshman with a big bucket for the Eagles.
Well, he stopped the bleeding there, David.
Matthews with the spin on Carlisle, and he draws the foul.
Well, that's a really outstanding move there by Matthews.
First foul on Carlisle. Second team foul on FGCU.
It's like, welcome to the ASUN, rookie.
Matthews is like, hey, I was there last year, but I'm a sophomore now, so it's my turn to
show you what's going on.
Matthews is 73% free throw shooter.
He's not going to miss free throws.
Lipscomb only shot 3 free throws in the first half. Matthews with 10. Lipscomb matching their biggest lead of the game.
See, from the top of the key, the Bisons are negating the Eagles' ability to slide. Now that's what you got to do. Feed the big man. Let him throw it down.
Morant with his first points of the night with authority. Demetrius got in foul trouble in the first half. 2 quick fouls. Spent most of the half on the bench. Student section trying to create some atmosphere for the home team. Down low, it's Pepper. Nice pass in the corner. Cooper can't get the bounce. Zach Johnson looking to run. Zach with the floater.
Well, see, David, if you get up the floor before that defense gets set, you can get some easy baskets.
Zach Johnson only had 2 points in the first half. He's had about a handful of games this year in which he had a very slow first half, and there's Carlisle forcing the turnover. Eagles looking to run. Johnson to Morant. No, Peppers knocked it out of bounds off Morant. Some missed opportunities for
now for Casey's Alexander squad is that can they keep their poise and stay in the moment? And that was one of the concerns that Casey has when we talked today, is that they've got to stay in the moment and do what they do well, and that's just stay controlled.
3 sophomores in the starting lineup for Lipscomb. Are they ready to win a game of this magnitude? So far, the answer is clearly yes. Marbury on the block, drives by Morant. Too far underneath the basket.
He got blocked by the rim.
Zach Johnson for 3. Morant fight for the loose ball. Who's the foul on?
Marbury, I think, David.
And that's his 3rd. First player in the game with 3 fouls.
Eagles are now 1 for 8 from the 3.
Marbury out. Pepper back in. Goodwin rejected. Jump ball. Possession arrow stays with FGCU. Once again, Jay Webb, Lipscomb doing a phenomenal job contesting shots and not fouling.
No, very much so.
Five minutes gone, second half. Zach Johnson starting to heat up a little bit, which he's done a few times this year. Slow first halves, big second halves.
He had better control of his dribbling on that possession there, David.
And Johnson knocks it away from Moran. And a foul. Moran grabbed Johnson. Second
little frustration foul there by Moran, David.
Zach looked as if he was far enough away that he couldn't get a piece of that ball. And when Moran was looking who to pass it to, Zach just swiped it away. 3rd team foul on Lipscomb here in the second half. Down low, Norelia. Pump fake. Morant, offensive boards. Can't get the putback. Lipscomb lost it out of bounds. Last touch by Carlisle and the Eagles. Once again, Lipscomb doing a great job, and the officials got it right. Carlisle knocked it out of bounds. Eagles trying to press full court. Here's Cooper to Miller. Gets it to Williams, wide open for three. This is a dangerous team to press, because if they break it, they've got a bunch of guys who are terrific spot-up shooters.
Well, you got to find Josh Williams.
Goodwin tries to answer. Morant the rebound. And Williams knocks it away but can't save it.
Excellent move by Tyler Schwab there on one leg, getting out of the way of Jason Williams coming into the Eagle bench.
Schwab tore his Achilles in a manager's game Friday night in Jacksonville. Yeah, he's not in a position to take a charge.
No, he's not.
Goodwin to Carlisle for three.
He can make that shot, David.
Here comes Cooper the other way. Pepper. Stolen. Norelia eventually has it.
You can't.
Goodwin looking to go coast to coast, and at least he drew the foul for FGCU. Kenny Cooper picks up the foul, his second, fourth team foul.
Goodwin is fast as lightning. But the big thing now is, David, can the Eagles make the free throws?
Lipscomb held FGCU to 28 points in the first half, and so far, even with that free throw made, just 9 points here in nearly 7 minutes of the second half. FGCU's biggest lead, if you're just joining us, has been 4. Lipscomb scored the first 8 points of the second half to take their biggest lead of 8.
Well, David, Brad Rosenthal, the great Lipscomb volleyball coach, is watching our broadcast, so shout out to a very outstanding volleyball coach here in the ASUN Conference.
Goodwin with the miss. Norelia with the rebound and draws the foul. And the foul is on Josh Williams, his second, 15 foul. So the good news for FGCU, the fouls are adding up on Lipscomb. The bad news for FGCU, they've not been particularly good shooting free throws tonight. Morant checks out. Rajon Tucker, number 3, as you see there, checking back in. Eagles clawing their way back in this. Norelia with 13 points. The Eagles, who trailed by 8, are now down just 2.
Well, clawing is the very, very appropriate adjective, David.
Pass far side. Buckland saves it. 7 minutes gone, second half. Three. Nothing but net for Moran. Third 3 of the game for Nathan Moran. He's got 13. Leads the team in three-pointers. And that's about 2.7 a game. I mean, so he's got 3 threes, and that's pretty much what Nathan Moran does, is hit 3 threes a game. He's played really well for Lipscomb tonight, and the Bisons lead by 5. Norelia. Eagles work it around. Zach Johnson can't get it to go. Carlisle the rebound, and he draws the foul.
Carlisle's a tough-nosed hombre. Getting in on the boards.
Eli Pepper just picked up his 3rd foul. So Marbury and Pepper with 3 fouls for Lipscomb. 6 team fouls already on the Bisons. And now Christian Carlisle, a 67% free throw shooter. The Eagles unofficially 8 of 15 from the free throw line in this game. FGCU press has worked a couple times. Lipscomb broke the press and got a wide open three one time. But with Moran on the bench, or at least he was, but he came back in during those free throws. Knocked away momentarily. Buckland now for three. And a good piece of officiating there. Marc-Eddy Norelia with a little nudge on Eli Pepper, so he went flying past that rebound. First on Marc-Eddy, third team foul on the Eagles. Matthews driving on Marc-Eddy, draws another foul.
Well, I think that's twice now that Matthews has gone to that spin move. So the offside defender's just got to come up there and stand and be ready.
Matthews, a 73% free throw shooter, who's 3 of 4 from the line so far tonight. Is it the humidity? Is it the pregame meal? Both teams are just a little off tonight offensively. They're working so hard defensively. I think it's just such intensity on the defensive end. 1 of 2 for Matthews. He's got 11. Lipscomb, who's been in charge of this second half from the first possession. It was tied at 28 at the half. Lipscomb scored the first 8 points of the half. Goodwin slicing, dicing. Carlisle. Bucket, or is it an offensive foul? Offensive foul on Christian Carlisle. 15 foul. Eagles beat the Bisons in Nashville. Lipscomb looking to return the favor a little less than a month later and tie things up in the A-Sun. Cooper over to Williams for three. That's the second time Lipscomb has beat the press and found Josh Williams, and both times he buried a three.
Well, you can't leave him alone out there.
Knocked away and stolen by Matthews. Matthews draws the foul. Casey Alexander arguing for goaltending, and you can actually see a little bit of the thread of the netting that was pulled out here because Zach Johnson hit the rim there. And by rule, that could have been goaltending, although it did not influence the shot at all. So Matthews will go to the free throw line to try to give Lipscomb their biggest lead of the game. And he does. 12 points and counting for Garrison Matthews. Zach Johnson committed his third foul, and that's why Zach is coming out. Both teams with 16 fouls. We could have a lot of free throws in the final 11:29 of this one. And that favors Lipscomb. Not just tonight, but on the season.
On the season.
Biggest lead of the game. FGCU unable to consistently get it inside and take advantage of their size. Simmons on the block, muscling his way in. No, stolen by Kenny Cooper. Matthews back to Buckland. And Simmons reaches around for the steal.
Good job by Trey Simmons there on defense. The Eagles need a basket really big right now, David.
Well, where do they go, Jay Webb? Tucker will shoot a three.
How about Rajon Tucker?
His first points of the night, and boy, did FGCU need him. Meanwhile, Matthews just knifes through the defense. Big second half for Garrison Matthews.
Well, you just cannot let a man go coast to coast like that, David.
Matthews has 9 of his 15 points here in the second half. Goodwin tries to answer.
Well, the Eagles are heating up scoring-wise, but they got to get some defense going.
Both teams may be finding their stride offensively. Took nearly 30 minutes. Fake and a drive. Pepper fell hard. Simmons with the foul.
Well, see, one of the things, David, when you're in the corner there, force the man back to his right because you have the out of bounds line as another defender. You can't just let that guy slide by him.
Eli Pepper's a 54% free throw shooter.
Shooting 2 here.
1 of 1 from the line in this game. Pepper, a 6'9" sophomore out of Princeton, Kentucky. Averaging 5 points, 8 rebounds a game. He and Marbury, the only 2 guys on the team in uniform tonight, taller than 6'5". They have done a terrific job battling on the glass, Pepper and Marbury. Each with 3 fouls with 10 minutes to go, though. Pepper, unfortunately for him and the Bisons, misses both free throws.
Oh, they miss Meach down there.
They get it to him now. Now kick it out. Zach Johnson for 3. The Eagles have just 2 threes in this game. They average a little under 7 a game. Cooper hands off to Buckland. Nice backdoor pass to draw the foul. And that's the 3rd on Morant. Beautiful pass there. Matthews going backdoor. That was like a quarterback to a receiver, just through a maze of defenders.
A little bit of the Princeton offense here, a little backdoor slip.
Matthews gets the roll. This is his 4th trip to the free throw line in the second half. 4 times he's drawn a foul and shot 2 free throws in the second half. Garrison Matthews. You highlighted him off the top.
Well, he's an outstanding player.
Hits them both. Lipscomb, 9-point lead. Little over 9 minutes to play. Lipscomb going zone for one of the few times in the game. Goodwin will penetrate through it and score. Goodwin has 10. Kenny Cooper does a good job getting the ball up court. They set up Matthews for 3. And that one went out of bounds. You know, when you've played the second half that he's played, you're allowed a mulligan.
You're allowed a mulligan, man.
11 in the half, 17 for the game. Matthews will come out, maybe needing a breather.
Give him a little blow there, David.
Kenny Cooper checks out as well. Done a good job handling the ball in the second half for the Bisons. And Lipscomb back man-to-man defensively. Goodwin on Miller. Good contest by Pepper. Eagles get a second crack at it. Reggie Reed with the floater. No. Good box out by Miller. At 6'2", he boxed out the 6'9" Morant. Reed did a good job sealing him off, but
nice pass there by Morant to Pepper.
Eli Pepper's got 10, and the Lipscomb lead is 9. Knocked away from Goodwin. Zach Johnson for 3. Once again, only 2 made threes for the Eagles in this game.
Well, it becomes a situation with Zach where he's got to put that ball on the floor, David. Maybe create an opportunity to go to the line.
Moran, 8 seconds still to shoot. Cam Miller, Buckland. Williams had to shoot it with the shot clock expiring. Timeout on the floor.
ratchet up some defense. Game is not out of reach, but they have really got to get the offense going and then knock down some threes and then obviously play some defense.
Marc-Eddy and Aurelia had 11 points in the first half, only 2 free throws here in the second. No Eagles player has more than 5 points in the second half. Goodwin for 3. Much needed. Just the third of the game for the Eagles.
Well, Goodwin has that knack for finding big shots in big situations.
6-point game, 7 minutes to play. Williams with the drive right by Zach Johnson and draws the foul.
That's 4 on Zach, I believe, right?
And it's also the 8th team foul. No, 19 foul on FGCU. So every foul after this will be 2 free throws for Lipscomb, a 72% free throw shooting team.
And Williams is an 87% free throw shooter.
Williams scoreless in the first half, 9 points and counting here in the second. My theory's holding up again.
Oh, I agree with you. Great players don't have 2 bad halves. David is coming back after halftime. Sarah Hansen's in the house tonight.
Well, it's alumni weekend
right
at FGCU.
Big news for the women's basketball. The alumni, Whitney Knight, signing with the Atlanta Dream in the WNBA. So
it's great for her, being from North Carolina.
No.
And Aurelia blocked by Pepper. Last touch by Lipscomb.
Man, Pepper swatted that. It's like, not in my, this may be your house, but you aren't putting that up here.
Eli Pepper has played a terrific game tonight. 10 points and has been tremendous defending the rim.
He peppered that block.
Seven seconds. Tucker for 3. One and done for FGCU. If you're wondering, where's Christian Terrell? Out tonight. Turned his ankle in practice yesterday in street clothes. George Brandmeier out for Lipscomb. The Bisons just 9 players in uniform tonight. And here they are leading by 8 with 6:10 to go. Williams for 3.
Eagles got to push it here, David.
Carlisle down low to Morant. Goodwin with the hesitation dribble and draws the foul.
He is so hard to stay in front of.
Foul on Cooper, his 3rd. So Marbury, Pepper, and Cooper all with 3 fouls. 17 fouls now for Lipscomb.
Wow.
Goodwin's an 80% free throw shooter. And he is just 1 of 5 by my calculation from the line tonight. An 80% free throw shooter. Eagles thought about pressing, but Lipscomb's made them pay a couple times. Williams hitting a couple threes after they broke the full court pressure.
7 points is not a big lead with 5 to go if the Eagles can play some defense.
Cooper to Williams, and he throws it right to his bench.
There's a little life. There's a little life here flickering for the FGCU Eagles. But they got to put some balls in the hole.
Well, if you had said to Joe Dooley before the game, hey, 5.5 to play, Lipscomb's going to have 58 points.
He'd be pretty happy.
I think he thought he would have been up about 10-12. Meanwhile, what a job Lipscomb has done defensively on the Eagles tonight. Aurelia trying to drive on Pepper. Fade away, short. Knocked out of bounds by Carlisle.
Well, that's not a good shot by Marc-Eddy. He's got to get closer down in the paint.
Well, let me ask you, when's the last time Lipscomb gave up a good shot?
Yeah, that's true.
Even when FGCU's made some shots.
They've been guarded, contested very well, David.
A tremendous defensive effort tonight by the Bisons.
Well, Casey had said he had not been happy with their defensive effort, but he's got to be thrilled with how they're playing tonight.
Under 5 minutes to go. Moran with it. Matthews. And Tucker may have helped the cause a little bit.
He must have been watching.
Well, Duke and Carolina are playing tonight.
I'm telling you.
Second foul on Matthews. Feels like a big possession for FGCU.
I think this is a huge possession here, David.
Zach Johnson tries to go 1-on-4 and commits the offensive foul. I think he just fouled out.
See, that's just not a good move by Zach Johnson there. You know.
Zach Johnson is fouled out, scoring 6 points tonight.
David, you're down by 7. If you're going to go in there, you maybe have to kick it out, but you got to keep your head up and look where you're going.
So Christian Terrell unable to play tonight with a bad ankle. Zach Johnson is just fouled out. Not much backcourt scoring left for FGCU in this game. And Lipscomb takes a timeout with a 3-possession lead, 2 free throws the rest of the way for Lipscomb. Fouls. Lipscomb down to 1 timeout left. Lipscomb, no need to be in a hurry. 9 seconds now for Moran. Gets a screen from Marbury. Backdoor cut to Matthews. Williams for 3. That was a great offensive set.
That really was, David.
The bench was standing for Lipscomb. They were just waiting to drop the hammer if that had gone down. 4 minutes to go. Goodwin trying to work off a screen. Moran fights through it twice. Goodwin's pass, and Moran fouls Tucker. Nothing malicious there. 75% free throw shooter, his first trip to the line tonight. It is the front end of a 1-and-1. The Eagles have missed 2 of them already in this game. Make it 3. And then Morant with the foul, which will result in free throws. 4th foul on Morant. That could not have gone worse for the home team.
No, you couldn't drop a worst case scenario. You miss and get fouled, and they go to the free throw line.
The Eagles 3 of 15 shooting threes, 20%. 10 of 19 from the free throw line, which is barely 50%. Marbury, the 72% free throw shooter, calmly makes the first. Tied at the half. Lipscomb scored the first 8 points of the second half. The closest FGCU got after that was 3.
They've got to go fast to the hole, David. They cannot be dilly-dallying.
Aurelia looking to do just that. Good defense once again by Lipscomb. Goodwin had to work awfully hard for that.
Well, like you said, even on the shots the Eagles have made, they've had to work their butts off, David.
16 for Goodwin. 2-possession game, still plenty of time. Williams for 3. Missed a couple of them here down the stretch to give the Eagles life. Norelia inside the arc. Back-to-back buckets. Just tighten things up. This is that moment Casey Alexander was talking to you about.
This is very much what he was talking about, David. How does his team handle this stretch right here?
Cooper, a freshman. They eventually get it in the corner. The three is short by Matthews. Williams to Marbury. No! The follow, no, but a foul. 3 cracks at it for Lipscomb, and eventually the Bisons get to the line. FGCU's really dodging some bullets here. Williams has missed a couple threes. Matthews there missing a wide open 3. Marbury, 72% free throw shooter. .2:15 to go. Not a lot of margin for error for the Eagles.
2-possession game here.
Although the Eagles have only hit 3 threes in the game. Goodwin. Norelia. Is that backcourt? No, Goodwin saves it. 9 seconds. He'll fire up a deep 3. Norelia tracks down the miss.
They got to put it up here quick.
Hand off to Goodwin, back to Tucker for 3. Great defense by Lipscomb. And 1 and done as Eli Pepper grabs the rebound. And the Bisons can take this down to close to a minute to play before they have to shoot. Cooper, a freshman. Tepper, a sophomore. Beautiful touch pass. Miller, however, had it blocked. Deflected out of bounds by Matthews.
Boy, what a sequence down here on the defensive end there with the Eagles.
Boy, Miller thought he had an easy 2 points. Could have been the game-sealing bucket, only to have it rejected. Goodwin has it blocked by Moran, gets it back, can't hit it, gets it back. In the corner, Carlisle for 3. Just his second 3 of the season.
Dribble, so either one of those two to the Eagles.
Eagles are going to press full court. Pepper changes from the right side of the basket to the left. Marbury gets it to Moran, 2-on-1. Williams. Goodwin goes for the steal.
Well, I tell you, it's getting down here in crunch time for the Bisons.
Knocked away by Tucker and stolen by Rajon Tucker, who drives it but misses. Norelia the follow. It's a 1-point game. 1-point game. Joe Dooley was screaming for a timeout, and he gets it before Lipscomb can inbound the ball. Rajon Tucker with the steal. Norelia with the bucket. 1-point game. 21.2 seconds to go. The Eagles are out of timeouts. And Cam Miller also comes into the game, and he is 80%.
Right.
And Miller will inbound it. The Eagles not guarding the inbounder. Matthews in the backcourt. FGCU going for, nope, they foul Miller. Don't know if they intended to. But Cam Miller, a 6'2 senior from Franklin, Tennessee, an 80% free throw shooter who has not scored in the game, will go to the line to shoot the two biggest free throws of the season for Lipscomb. And Miller coaxes the first one in. 2-point lead, 18 seconds to go. Eagles out of timeouts. Staring into the student section. Miller makes them both. (63-60). Brandon Goodwin picks it up now. Goodwin. Norelia for the tie. Morant throws it to the corner and no one's there. Carlisle was crashing the boards. Morant thought he was still positioned in the corner, and a turnover. And if you're Lipscomb now, get the ball inbounds.
Inbounds.
And they do to Matthews, and he's fouled. Garrison Matthews, a 73% free throw shooter. By my account, 8 for 10 from the line on the night. And one free throw goes an awfully long way here.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, Lipscomb did a great job defending Goodwin. Norelia forced up a three. And that could do it.
Yeah, that could be the dagger there, David.
64-60 with 8.4 to go. They're making their way to the exits here at Alico Arena. Big second half for Garrison Matthews and Lipscomb. He's got 19 points, 13 of them in the second half. Goodwin forces up a three. And the Bisons come into Alico Arena and take down the Eagles 65-60.